Hi everyone. I am going to make my breakfast this morning. I'm actually going to do a quiche. This is one of my favorite breakfasts that I like making, especially for my kids when they were younger. So I have in my frying pan a little bit of olive oil that I'm heating up. And then what I want to do is I want to add some parsley and some chopped scallions that I have over here and my uh, artichokes. I chopped up about 7 small artichokes and I have some chopped up ham that I'm going to use. I also have about a cup of cheese and 7 eggs that I beat with a quarter cup of half and half. So that's all going to go into my pie crust and then I'm going to place it in my oven. So again, I just really just want to heat this up. I'm not trying to cook it for a long period of time, just for a couple of minutes. And I'm just throwing in all the ingredients that I need, that I chopped up, and just stir it around. I have the stove like on a medium setting because really all I'm trying to do is just warm it up. I had the small petite artichokes from the refrigerator, so they're pretty much cold, and I'm trying to get my onions and parsley just cooked. I used about, I would say, 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of parsley and 2 stalks of scallions. You can use onions if you like. I didn't have any onions in my refrigerator for some reason, so I ended up using the scallions. Again, cooking is all about playing around with your ingredients. You don't have to keep using the same ingredients all the time. You can change it up. Sometimes when I'm making my quiche, I use broccoli, I use onions and garlic, I use different herbs and spices like thyme, and then I change up my cheese. Sometimes I'll use a goat cheese, sometimes I won't do any kind of meat. I'll make a vegetarian quiche by using lots of spinach and any of your favorite vegetables that you like using. All right, so again, just warming this up because it was cold. And then the same thing, just tossing my ham in there and just giving it a good mix. Now, if I was using something that wasn't cooked, like bacon, I would cook that up. My sausage, I would cook that up with some onions before adding it to my pie crust. So, again, just to warm it up. Because once it starts to bake, I set my oven at 425 and once it's in the pie crust in the oven, it's going to continue to cook. So layer the bottom of my pie crust. Now if you like a lot of meat, you can add more. I used about probably 1 to 1.5 cup of chopped up ham. I prefer a lot of vegetables, so for me, I would add a lot more to this. And you know what? Because we're talking about vegetables, I am going to go to my refrigerator and toss some fresh spinach in here. So I have some fresh spinach and I want to go ahead and add that to my refrigerator, to my quiche. So what I can do is just chop it up really small. I'm not going to put it in my frying pan, and I'm not adding salt to my vegetables. The reason why is my ham is a bit on the salty side, so there's plenty of salt in here. And when I did my egg and milk, well, half and half batter mix, I used black pepper, a pinch of nutmeg, and a little bit of salt, not too much. Okay, so toss some spinach in here because I want to make it a lot more healthier. Have about a cup of cheese. So I'm going to put the cheese in there. Get it mixed up really good. And, you know, balance it out. Try not to add too much cheese unless you like cheese. But I try to keep my meals as healthy as possible. So everything I do with fattening foods, I try to do them in moderation. All right, so again, a little bit of nutmeg, black pepper, and some salt. Not too much because my ham's salty. And just pour it over. And my oven is ready, so I'm going to go ahead and place this in the oven and let it bake until it's done. And usually anywhere from about 30 to 40 minutes. Check on it because every oven, you know, sometimes they keep their heat properly and you're good, but you can go in, check if you can stick a knife in it and it comes out clean and well, at least with a little bit of moisture, you're good. You don't want to overcook your eggs. So again, just watch your food as you cook. All right, and I hope you get a chance to try this recipe.